Welcome back to FactFolio, your ultimate destination for uncovering the most fascinating facts, intriguing myths, and untold stories from around the world. Whether it's history, culture, or everyday mysteries, we're here to feed your curiosity, one fact at a time. Let's dive in. The time of troubles, a dynasty's dawn. Russia, in the late 16th century, was a land in turmoil. The once mighty nation found itself grappling with internal strife and external threats. The social fabric was fraying and the people were desperate for stability and leadership. The death of Tsar Fyodor I in 1598 without an heir plunged the nation into chaos. Fyodor's passing marked the end of the Rurik dynasty, which had ruled Russia for centuries. With no clear successor, the throne was left vulnerable, and the power vacuum led to widespread disorder. A period of unrest known as the Time of Troubles followed. This era was characterized by civil wars, foreign invasions, and widespread famine. The Russian people endured immense suffering as the country teetered on the brink of collapse. Rival claimants vied for the throne. Various factions, each with their own interests and ambitions, sought to seize power. The struggle for control was fierce, and the lack of a strong central authority only exacerbated the chaos. Foreign powers exploited the weakness, invading and occupying Russian territory. Neighboring countries saw an opportunity to expand their influence and territory at Russia's expense. The invasions further destabilized the region and added to the suffering of the Russian people. The populace suffered under the weight of famine, disease, and war. Crops failed, leading to widespread hunger. Diseases spread rapidly in the overcrowded and unsanitary conditions. The constant state of warfare made daily life a struggle for survival. Out of this chaos, a new dynasty would rise. Amidst the turmoil, a glimmer of hope emerged. The Romanovs, a noble family with ties to the former ruling dynasty, began to gain prominence. Their leadership promised a return to stability and order. The Romanovs, a noble family with ties to the former ruling dynasty, emerged as a symbol of hope and stability. Their lineage and connections to the old regime gave them a sense of legitimacy in the eyes of the people. The Romanovs' rise to power was seen as a potential end to the suffering and chaos that had plagued the nation. In 1613, the Zemsky Sobor, a national assembly, elected Mikhail Romanov as the new Tsar. This decision was a turning point in Russian history. Mikhail's election marked the beginning of a new era, one that promised to bring stability and prosperity to the troubled nation. This pivotal moment marked the beginning of the Romanov dynasty, a reign that would last for over 3 centuries. The Romanovs would go on to shape the course of Russian history, leaving a lasting legacy that would be felt for generations to come. The time of troubles left an indelible mark on the Russian psyche. The memories of suffering and chaos would linger, influencing the nation's collective consciousness. The experience underscored the importance of strong leadership and the need for a stable government. It underscored the need for a strong, centralized authority to maintain order and stability. The Romanovs understood this lesson well. Their early policies focused on consolidating power and restoring order to the fractured nation. They worked to rebuild the economy, strengthen the military, and establish a sense of national unity. The experience shaped the Romanov dynasty's early years, influencing their policies and their relationship with the Russian people. The Romanovs sought to create a bond with their subjects, understanding that their legitimacy depended on the support of the populace. Their reign would be marked by efforts to modernize Russia and transform it into a powerful and cohesive state. Mikhail Romanov, from chaos to Tsar. Mikhail Romanov, a young man of just 16, inherited a nation ravaged by the time of troubles. This period was marked by severe political instability, famine, and foreign invasion, leaving Russia in a state of utter chaos. The country was in desperate need of a leader who could restore order and bring hope to its people. He was a reluctant Tsar, initially hesitant to accept the daunting responsibility. The weight of the crown was heavy, and the young Mikhail was unsure if he could bear it. However, the Zemsky Sobor, the National Assembly, saw potential in him and believed he could lead Russia out of its darkest times. However, his piety and gentle nature endeared him to the Russian people, weary of conflict and instability. Mikhail's deep faith and humility resonated with a population that had suffered greatly. His genuine concern for the well-being of his subjects made him a beacon of hope in a time of despair. Michael's reign focused on restoring order and rebuilding the shattered nation. He initiated numerous projects to reconstruct cities and villages that had been destroyed. His efforts were not just about physical rebuilding, but also about healing the spirit of the nation. He worked tirelessly to pacify the country, negotiating peace treaties with Sweden and Poland. These treaties were crucial in stabilizing Russia's borders and ensuring that the nation could focus on internal recovery rather than external threats. His diplomatic skills were instrumental in bringing about a much-needed peace. He also implemented reforms to strengthen the central government and revitalize the economy. Mikhail understood that a strong central authority was essential for maintaining order and promoting growth. His economic policies aimed at boosting trade, agriculture and industry, laying the groundwork for future prosperity. Though his reign was marked by challenges, Michael Romanov succeeded in bringing an end to the time of troubles. His leadership was a turning point for Russia, transforming it from a land of turmoil to one of stability and hope. The end of this tumultuous period was a testament to his resilience and dedication. He laid the foundation for the Romanov dynasty's long and influential reign. The dynasty would go on to rule Russia for over 3 centuries, shaping the nation's history in profound ways. Mikhail's legacy was not just in his immediate achievements, but in the enduring impact of his family's rule. His legacy was one of peace, stability, and the restoration of Russia's fortunes. Mikhail Romanov is remembered as the Tsar who brought light to a dark time, setting the stage for a new era of Russian history. His reign marked the beginning of a period of recovery and growth, leaving an indelible mark on the nation's soul. Peter the Great forging an empire. Peter the Great, the grandson of Michael Romanov, ascended to the throne in 1682. A visionary and ambitious ruler, Peter was determined to transform Russia into a modern European power. He embarked on a series of radical reforms that touched every aspect of Russian life. Peter's reign was marked by significant military victories. He expanded Russian territory, securing access to the Baltic Sea after a long war with Sweden. He also waged a successful campaign against the Ottoman Empire, gaining control of the Azov Sea. To modernize Russia, Peter implemented sweeping reforms in administration, education, and culture. He established a new capital city, St. Petersburg, as a symbol of Russia's westward orientation. He also introduced Western customs and technologies, encouraging the adoption of European dress and manners. Catherine the Great, the Golden Age. Catherine the Great, originally a German princess named Sophie Friederike August von Anhalt-Zerbst-Dornburg, ascended to the Russian throne in 1762 after a coup d'état that deposed her husband, Peter III. Her reign, which lasted until her death in 1796, is often hailed as the Golden Age of the Russian Empire. Catherine continued the work of Peter the Great, focusing on the modernization and expansion of Russia. Her reign is often considered the golden age of the Romanov dynasty, marked by significant cultural flourishing and substantial territorial gains. She was not only a ruler, but also a visionary who sought to transform Russia into a major European power. Catherine was a great patron of the arts and sciences. She corresponded with many of the leading intellectuals of her time, including Voltaire and Diderot, and invited them to her court. Her support for the arts led to a cultural renaissance in Russia, with the establishment of theaters, the promotion of literature, and the commissioning of grand architectural projects. One of her most enduring legacies is the Hermitage Museum, which she founded in 1764. The museum, which started as a private collection of art, has grown to become one of the world's finest art collections. Catherine's passion for art and culture was evident in her extensive collection of paintings, sculptures, and books, which she acquired from all over Europe. Her court became a vibrant center of Enlightenment thought, attracting intellectuals, artists, and scientists from across Europe. Catherine's engagement with Enlightenment ideas influenced her policies and reforms, which aimed at modernizing Russian society and government. She implemented educational reforms, established the Smolny Institute for Noble Maidens, and promoted the idea of a more enlightened and rational governance. Catherine also significantly expanded Russian territory during her reign. She led successful military campaigns that extended Russia's borders to the Black Sea, the Caucasus, and Central Europe. Her strategic vision and diplomatic acumen enabled Russia to become a dominant force in Eastern Europe. One of her most notable achievements was the annexation of Crimea in 1783, which secured Russia's dominance in the Black Sea region. This move not only expanded Russian territory but also enhanced its strategic and economic position, allowing for greater control over trade routes and military presence in the region. Her reign also saw the partitions of Poland, which occurred in 3 stages between 1772 and 1795. These partitions resulted in Russia gaining vast territories in Eastern Europe, further solidifying its status as a major European power. Catherine's diplomatic and military strategies during these partitions showcased her ability to navigate complex international politics. Catherine's reign not only expanded the Russian Empire, but also solidified its status as a major European power. Her legacy is a testament to her vision, intelligence, and determination. Under her rule, Russia experienced a period of unprecedented growth and cultural development, leaving an indelible mark on the history of the nation and the world. The Romanovs' legacy, a dynasty's enduring mark. The Romanov dynasty left an indelible mark on Russia's history and culture. Their reign, spanning over 3 centuries, witnessed periods of great power and prosperity, as well as times of turmoil and decline. The Romanovs' legacy is complex and multifaceted, shaped by the personalities and actions of its rulers. One of the most enduring legacies of the Romanovs is the expansion of Russian territory. From the time of Michael Romanov to the reign of Catherine the Great, the Romanov Tsars consistently pushed Russia's borders outward. By the end of the 19th century, Russia had become the largest contiguous land empire in the world, stretching from the Baltic Sea to the Pacific Ocean. Thank you for watching this episode of FactFolio. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating historical tales.